Hey, so this week on the Brotherhood channel, we are talking about toxic trans masculinity. I think I kind of touched on this before. I've talked a bit about just toxic masculinity in general, and I think a lot of that is very similar to anything I would say about toxic trans masculinity. I think the thing about being trans, though, being a trans man, being a trans masculine person, is that oftentimes it feels like we have to like prove our maleness in a way that um, many cis men do not. Um, but the more I think about it, there's even I guess cis men or are expected to an extent to prove their masculinity, um, to prove, yeah, I guess just to be men and stuff and act like men, which is just a whole issue in itself. But I think for trans men specifically, our actual like role as men or our identity as men or the very core of who we are can really get discredited just because um, we're not fitting like the stereotypical male points, I guess, which not all cis men need to like I don't know. I guess for cis men it's different because it's like they need to like be a man but not prove that they're a man. Like people will not dispute that they're a man, but with um, trans men, there's a little more of like, no, we're gonna like deny that you're even a man type of thing, and I think that puts a lot of pressure sometimes on trans men to kind of prove their masculinity or try to fit this stereotypical male role, which I don't think is necessary or even natural all the time. I mean, some guys are just like stereotypical men, but like with everything, it's all a spectrum, and I think all of that should be embraced and celebrated, even uh, if it's not you know the stereotypical masculine things. So yeah, I think when it comes to trans men, there's always this idea of trying to fit this stereotypical male role. Not always, but there is kind of this idea of trying to fit that stereotypical male role, trying to pass as cis or be viewed as the same as a cis man, which of course is very like natural and it helps a lot with dysphoria for so many people. I'm not at all saying that that's a bad thing, but also it's okay if you don't fit that role exactly. It's all a spectrum, and I don't think that trans men should be left out of that diversity there is with masculinity and femininity. If that makes any sense, like you can still enjoy feminine things even if you're a trans man. Um, even if you're a trans man, even if you're a trans man. Um, yeah, I hate that there's so much pressure on trans men, and people will so quickly be so quick to like deny their gender, their identity, just because they don't fit those very stereotypical roles. Um, and I think that can be very toxic for trans individuals and people trying to figure out their identity, their gender in general. Um, so yeah, like I said, I don't think I have a lot to say that would be different from my regular discussions on toxic masculinity. But uh, I guess just to sum it all up, the main thing I'd want to say is you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You know yourself, and that's all that matters. Um, anyways, this video is already a day late because I completely lost track of time and been doing school and stuff. But I hope y'all are doing well. As always, stay strong, stay safe, and stay you. I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.